The vile killer managed to avoid being locked behind bars for 6 years after cold-heartedly killing his 19-year-old girlfriend in her bedroom in South London. Mario Celaire had smashed Cassandra Dermott's head against a hard surface multiple times before leaving her unconscious in her mum's house in Croydon, where she eventually choked on her own vomit and died. Despite being pinpointed as a suspect, he was cleared by an Old Bailey jury in 2002 after claiming that he had left her flat minutes before the attack. Cassandra's murder went unsolved for 6 years until Celaire struck again with another ex-girlfriend, leaving her disabled and partially paralyzed in a vicious hammer attack at her flat in Walthamstow. The former footballer was only caught after his second victim regained consciousness and managed to point to his name on a whiteboard to identify him as her attacker. In a legal first, the Crown succeeded in bringing the case to court. He and Cassandra had embarked upon a volatile relationship in 1997 when she was 15 and he was 19. Police had been called multiple times to deal with violent disturbances and claims of assault, but each time she had refused to press charges. Just a few weeks ahead of her 20th birthday in November 2001, Celaire launched a violent attack upon her. Her head was struck several times and she was discovered lying on her back in her bedroom, having choked on her own vomit. Her sisters made the gruesome find after her family became concerned when she stopped answering phone calls. He was arrested and charged with her murder, but claimed that he had left Cassandra alive and well at the flat just minutes before she was killed. Jurors at the Old Bailey believed him and he was acquitted, where she eventually regained consciousness but was left with speech difficulties and brain damage. In a cruel twist, Celaire had visited her in hospital just days after the attack, where her mum had encouraged him to hold her hand. After awakening, she bravely managed to identify her attacker after her mum wrote a list of suspects on a whiteboard and she pointed and banged at the word Mario. Due to her speech difficulties, it took almost a year before she was able to tell detectives that Celaire had previously confessed to her that he had killed his previous girlfriend, Cassandra. In his second trial, detectives stated their belief that Celaire may have tried to kill Cara with a hammer after she confronted him about the circumstances around Cassandra's death. She had discovered court papers relating to his acquittal and he had confessed his involvement, which may have led him to suspect she would inform the police. The court heard that Celaire had a history of violence towards women. When he was 15 years old, he had participated in the gang rape of a vulnerable girl after they lured her into a basement at Lewisham College. He was found guilty of the allegation and was jailed for 5 years, reduced on appeal to 4. Ahead of his trial in May 2009, he pleaded guilty to the manslaughter of Cassandra and the attempted murder of Cara. He admitted that he had attacked Cassandra by slamming her head up to 4 times against a hard edge before leaving her unconscious under her duvet.